Today we're going to throw some super cute ramen bowls. I don't know who doesn't like ramen. I love it, and I absolutely love it even more out of a super cute bowl. So here we go. I'm going to use bee mix. I've got about 1.5 pounds of clay, and I'm just centering this clay, coning it up, getting it nice and centered, and then I'll be bringing this baby down. So I anchor that left arm on my leg, and I take my right hand and press down. I try to make sure both hands are touching each other. This helps so you stay nice and stable. Now I'm going to open. I use my right hand to open. I just press down in the middle and then pull towards me. Get the bottom nice and compressed. When you're compressing, you're just trying to get the bottom nice and even. When you open, sometimes your hand goes up a little bit or down a little bit. You don't want that jagged inside. You want to get it nice and even. Even if you want to put a swirl in it in the end, to start off, make sure it is smooth and even thickness. This is going to help so you don't get cracks. Now we're going to make our first pull. I like to grab that clay with my left hand and pull up. Now I'm going to go on the right side. Think of it as a clock. This would be 3 o'clock. And as you can see, a little piece of clay fell off of my hand onto the side of the pot. Not a big deal. I just use one hand to kind of wipe it up. So now we're going to press in at the base. Make sure both hands are touching each other and make a pull up. Now I'm not flaring it out a whole lot because I have a design in my mind of how I want these to look. So the shape that I'm thinking isn't completely flared out at the top. It actually has the little areas for the chopsticks to sit. So I want to keep that rim in just ever so slightly. So I get any water out. I'm going to grab my rib so I can give this a nice curved surface right here. I like to belly it out a little bit because I want it to hold a lot of that broth. So, and then I'm going to press down. I wouldn't mind these being a little bit stackable, and if the base is narrow, it's going to stack a lot better. These aren't going to be great for stacking just because I am pulling in the rim there a little bit, but I still like the shape of this, so this is what we're going for. A little bellied out, a little narrower foot, and then the rim just ever so slightly pulled in. I'm going to take a chamois here and just clean that rim up so it's nice and even. I don't want any sharp edges on my rim because I definitely want you to be able to drink your broth. So you want your lips to be able to touch it, and of course we don't want to have anything that's not comfortable for our body to touch. So now I'm just going to use the back of this paintbrush, and I'm going to make the little divots. This is where our chopsticks are going to sit right across the bowl. When I do this, I don't want them right down the center of my bowl. I want them off to the side just a little bit. So I've got that. Chopsticks sit like that. Perfect. Good to go. So we'll pull this baby off the bat. Here we've got 2 now. We're not looking for them all to be the same, but we are looking for them to hold about the same amount of liquid. So this one that we're going to do, I want to have texture. I'm working with some new glazes, and I just want to see how the glaze breaks on the texture. So the rest of them I'm going to do have just a little bit of texture. I love texture on just about everything. Here we go with our next pot. It's been centered. We coned it up. We brought it down to our hockey puck position. Now we're going to open. Just press in the center and then pull towards me. I need my arms anchored on my legs. My elbows are tucked in. My hands are working together. All of these are key to a good pot. This first pull is my donut pull. I'm using my left hand to make this pull. And then I'm going to go over to the 3 o'clock position. And that's when both hands are going to pull up. This pull would be considered my first pull, and I go all the way up to the rim. Here we go again, getting my walls a little thinner, and every time I make a pull, at the end I will stop and regroup my rim. If you watch me, you'll see I get to the rim right here, and then I will take that sponge and I will regroup it. The other thing that you always want to do, get the water out of the inside. Of course, we'll take our chamois and get that rim nice and smooth. These chamois are absolutely fabulous for that. Now, if you don't have a chamois, you can use a piece of plastic. It works just as well. The only issue I've came across with the plastic is if it gets mixed in with your scrap, your slip that's in your slop bucket. A lot of times you can't see it. It just looks like clay, and then it goes through your pug mill and it messes things up. So if you notice on my chamois, I've got a little clip on it, and that way it doesn't get lost in with all the recycled clay. So here we've got our spot for our chopsticks. We're good to go. Loving that. I love this shape, and I really like the texture. So hopefully this looks super cute once it's got its glaze. Now we're going to do another one and give it just a little bit more texture. I'm going to go over this again. The more times you watch, the better it is for you to remember all of the steps. So I do believe in repetition. And since I'm making a lot anyways, I might as well help you out. So here we go. We've got it centered. We're bringing it down to our hockey puck position. And now we're going to open, taking my sponge in my right hand, pressing down and then pulling towards myself. Now I'm going to compress the bottom. Get that bottom nice and even. Now I'm going to do the donut pull, grabbing with my left hand, making that pull straight up. And the right hand with that is just sitting on the rim. It's just kind of protecting the rim, is not pressing down. It's just keeping the rim nice and round. Now the rest of my pulls are going to be at the 3 o'clock mark. Both hands are going to be working together. They're going to touch each other. My elbows are tucked in and resting on a leg. Regroup my rim. Always regroup that rim. Always get the water out of the inside of your pot. Now I'm just taking that sponge and I'm going to make one more pull. This is more of a shaping pull. I'm working on what shape I want this one. And then once I have it how I like it, I'm going to take this rib and just pull this bottom up a little bit. This is going to give it that shape that I've been looking for with that more narrow foot and the rounded belly. So I'm using the yellow rib at this point. If you saw, it's just a hard yellow rib. It's from Mud Tools. I love all of their ribs. They're great. Now I want to smooth this out so it's ready to add some texture. I like to have it always started with a nice smooth surface, and then I'll go for messing it up. So now that it's nice and perfect, I'm going to just take my tool. This is called a basic tool. It's a wooden tool. It's got a flat end and a pointy end, and it is great for a lot of different things. I use it mostly, I would say mostly for a rim if I have a lidded pot. I like it for that a lot. Now I'm going to pull in my side so I have a spot for my chopsticks to sit, and this baby is just about done. Let's really get these down. You got to also remember that clay has memory, and it will remember being up. And so when you pull it down, it's going to come back up a little bit in that firing. It always does that, so you just want to go down maybe a little further than what you want it, or you can bring it down, bring it back up, and then bring it back down to where you wanted it. This all helps. So if you enjoyed this video and you learned anything, please like and subscribe.